In this video, you're going to have an introduction to polynomials, which should be a review from Algebra 1. So we want to simplify the following, and for number 1, we have an addition problem, and number 2, we have a subtraction problem. So addition is nice and easy. It's just combining like terms. If you want, you can use the shapes like you used to have. It's up to you. So I have a negative 5x squared and a positive 2x squared, negative 3x squared. And I have a positive 9x and a negative 3x, so a positive 6x. And lastly, a negative 2 and a negative 6 gives me a negative 8. So for number 2, with subtraction, there's that extra step. You want to distribute the minus sign into the second parentheses. So I like to put a 1 here, and I'm going to distribute. My first parentheses stays unchanged, so I'm just going to copy it down. And then everything in the second parentheses changes signs. Minus 6x squared, minus 3x, minus 5. And now it's just a matter of combining like terms. 2x squared and a negative 6x squared is a negative 4x squared. I have a 6x and a negative 3x, so I have a positive 3x. And then I have a positive 5 and a negative 5, which if you'd like, you could put the plus 0, but you will never see that. They're going to cancel each other out because they are additive inverses. And we end up with negative 4x squared plus 3x. So just a couple of things to remember. When you are adding and subtracting polynomials or combining like terms, you combine the coefficients, which is the number in front, and we keep the exponents. And then when you are subtracting, don't forget to distribute the negative sign. Remember, you can always pause the video if you need to, if I'm going too fast and you have to take down some notes, and then hit play whenever you're ready to move on. We have to be careful when we're subtracting with the order. So I like to think of it as from comes first. So subtract, they give us a polynomial from another polynomial. So this is actually going to come to the front. So I have 2x squared plus 3y squared plus 8 minus negative 4x squared minus 5y squared minus 8. I'm going to put my imaginary 1 and distribute into my second parentheses. Remember that the first parenthesis stays unchanged, so I'm just going to copy it down. And then everything in the second parentheses changes signs. Positive 4x squared, positive 5y squared, positive 8. 2x squared and 4x squared gives me 6x squared. 3y squared and 5y squared gives me 8y squared. Positive 8 is a positive 16. Now we're going to get it a little bit more complicated here where there's different things happening. You'll see we have some more distributions to do. We have some addition and subtraction all put together in the same question. You always want to distribute first. So the 2x squared gets distributed into my first parentheses, and that gives me a 2x to the third plus 8x squared. And then the minus 3x into the second parentheses, minus 15x squared minus 3x. And now I can look for my like terms and combine them if I have any. My 2x cubed does not have a like term, so I'm just going to keep it. 8x squared minus 15x squared is a minus 7x squared. And then I don't have anything to combine my minus 3x with, so I'm just going to bring it down. In number 5 this time, I have multiple sets of parentheses. I'm going to start by distributing. There's nothing to distribute in the first. The second, the 6 is going to be distributed. And the last one, I have that minus 1 or just my subtraction sign. So I have 5 minus k squared plus 6k squared minus 48 minus k squared minus 12. I always like to go in standard form, so I take the largest exponent first. So that's my squareds. I have, remember this is an imaginary 1, so I have a minus 1k squared, a plus 6k squared, and another minus 1k squared to give me 4k squared. And then I have just integers left, or just numbers without any variables. So I have 5, negative 48, and negative 12. Remember, use a calculator if you need it. We should end up with a negative 55. And then lastly, we're going to just take a look at adding and subtracting when we have function notation. So it says if f of x is defined as f of x equals x cubed minus 4x squared plus 5x plus 2, and g of x is equal to x squared minus 2x plus 4, we're going to use those to find numbers 6 and 7. Number 6 is f of x plus g of x. So the only thing different here is your first step is going to be substitution. So I have f of x first. So I'm just going to copy it down. X cubed minus 4x squared plus 5x plus 2. And then I have g of x, so plus g of x, which is x squared minus 2x plus 4. I have addition, so I'm just combining like terms. So I have an x cubed. I have a minus 4x squared and a positive x squared, so minus 3x squared. I have a 5x and a negative 2x, so that's plus 3x. And then I have a positive 2 and a positive 4. Number 7, they want me to do f of x minus g of x. So here it's especially important that you use parentheses because we have a subtraction sign. First step is substitution. So f of x is x to the third minus 4x squared plus 5x plus 2 minus g of x, x squared minus 2x plus 4. Remember that because we have subtraction, my first step is to put that imaginary 1 and distribute to each piece inside the second parentheses. First one is unchanged. Second one is minus x squared plus 2x minus 4. And now I can combine my like terms. X cubed minus 5x squared plus 7x minus 2. So that's a review on adding and subtracting polynomials. Remember, when you are subtracting, you have to distribute that negative 1. Order is important when you're subtracting. If you see the word from comes first. And remember that when you are using function notation, it's the same thing. It's just that extra step of substitution to start.